Hello and welcome back again with me, Chris E from Sydney, Australia. But I am here right now at a different settings. I'm on my business trip right now to Indonesia, and so I'm just setting up as best as I could. Unfortunately, you guys might see the like a glare of the lights of my room, the room that I'm in. And yeah, so let's see how it goes. But yeah, I'm glad that everything's actually went well with this. And let's go. And yeah, so hopefully you guys will uh still can enjoy this. I use this platform to share my journey on how I built my network marketing business, on how I become a network marketing professionals, to show the right way, the ethical way, the ethics, the ins and out, the ups and down of becoming a network marketing, professionals doing in this industry where there are lots of um, stigma around it, negative impression, negative image. But the more you learn about it, if you have an open mind, it is like any other business. And what I'm trying to actually do here, using my background as an accountant, taxation and business consultant, to actually share my passion on how I can apply the same principle of business into this into building up my network marketing business. So yeah, once again, now this week I'm coming going back to the program that I usually teach to my VIP client. And we have discussed in the past the 5 milestones already. So if you guys want to actually watch it again, you guys can go back and then just look for in the playlist the entrepreneur's roadmap. And yeah, hopefully it will be good for you and beneficial for you all. And you guys can see also, this is actually my new setup with the streaming. Hopefully you guys like it. And yeah, and see, let me just turn off the YouTube chat. Yeah, so YouTube chat is there. Ooh, I forgot the YouTube chat. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me just turn on the YouTube chat. Okay, so it should be the YouTube chat should be good now. Yes. And hang on. Why this is not showing? Anyway, yep, let's unfortunately there is a sign in the chat. Yeah. I'll fix it next time. I'll try to actually make it better. Hopefully you guys can see it, and if you guys are online and you guys can actually type in your message, I can see it and then I can reply to you guys. So don't worry about it. Okay, let's start. So this week, tonight I'll be discussing about the milestone number 6, which is measurement and monitoring. Now, we have discussed the first 4 milestone, which is basically creating your business plan. At the end of the day, it's about how you plan for your business. How do you want to tackle your business? Now, it's easy enough for us to actually go into a business, but then it's not necessarily easy if we don't know where we want to go and how are we tackling the issues on how to grow the business, managing the business, operating the business. So this is where I like to actually uh, show you that the first four milestone is sort of like the foundation, and uh, it's it's the work on the business, not necessarily doing the stuff. So it's still on the planning side. So that's what I call the first phase of the entrepreneur's roadmap, is the strategizing and the planning side. Now, the next four milestone is basically where this is the the doing things, the action. So the planning, and this is the action, because planning without action is nothing. So it's like faith without action is dead. So it's like you're daydreaming. So if you have a business, you dream to have a beautiful house, you have a you want to have a certain level of income, but then you don't do anything. You just plan that. You just put it in the paper. You visualize it all the time, but you never took action. You never take action. Means nothing. Why? Because actions materialize your dreams. So whether you believe it or not, that's how it is. And that's how our body is actually, or our that's how we are as a human, right? Our body and our mind works that way, because we will never do something that we don't believe in. So if you really believe in something, your natural tendency will actually reflect those. And thus I really believe that your life is 100% reflection of what you believe in, and thus the action will become easier when you really believe in what you're planning. You really believe in what your vision is. So yeah. So number 6 is the measuring and monitoring. Number 5 is about implementation, which is the doing stuff, putting into place of all the stuff that we need, the step-by-step action that we need to do and to achieve within the next 30 days, for example. And in the milestone number 6 is not only about the doing things. If we do things but we don't measure it, then how can we monitor it? So doing stuff is one thing, but for us to be able to actually improve it, we need to be able to measure it first, because we cannot manage what we don't measure. How we can monitor something that we never measure? For example, if in the network marketing industry, everyone is saying, oh, create 200 lists of names. Everyone should have 250 names to 500 names and contact every one of them. The point of having a contacts and then contacting them, that's the dream. That's the action that you need to do. And if you contact them, yes, that's good. But how do you know what have you achieved when you contacted them? What resulted? What resulted from how you contact them? From your style, the way you say it. Is there any objection, for example? Is there any reluctance from their part? Or is there any excitement, when they hear your explanation, or when you talk to them? So this is all the things that we need to actually put in place. Have a list of name, contacting them, but also measuring. Measuring is about putting notes on all the interaction that we have. Maybe not, maybe you're not a detailed person, that's fine. But put notes the important part. For example, when you get to know to someone, your friend that you haven't contacted a long time ago, and you wanted to know and you wanted to start building up the relationship, then you may know that your friend is actually now married and having children. What's the age of the children? What's the husband's or the wife? How old? What is the anniversary, right? And those kind of things. Now, these kind of things maybe not necessarily you can get it in one go. So that's why creating a list of names in network marketing industry is not just about hitting it and then throwing it, to them on their face. Hey, I've joined a network marketing sign, we're going to make money. It may be that simple, but it may not be that simple also. So we have to know that. Now, thus you will need to come up with your own way for you to actually be able to actually measure how you're doing, how you're performing, right? And when you have done that, then that's the only time where you can monitor, measure, and monitoring. And by monitoring, it means, it's not only about you. How do you monitor and measure the whole process when you're doing business? And yeah, so it may not be a long explanation, but this is something that I think a lot of people miss. A lot of people miss in that sense that they don't really think that it's actually important for them to actually um to actually to actually measure, to actually write down what's been happening. For example, how many from us written down, you know what did the customer bought in the past, and when did the customer bought it, you know last time. So this is where it's becoming important for us to understand. The measurement and monitoring is about how can we create the numbers and the facts that we have right now for our business. It's not about it's not about, you know, knowing things, understanding things, and things like that. No, but we need to actually put down in place. And this is where we can come up with the profit and loss, for example, and where also then the balance sheet, and then the cash flow statement, for example, how the flow of cash coming in and going out. And then also in here, we need to measure our key performance indicator, how many numbers of impression, for example, when we met with people and when we blasted broadcast messages, for example, how many people responded, how many people uh, uh, come back to us for maybe more info. But this is where we need to have the measurement. Without the measurement, without us actually writing down and having a system or a platform, then there is no point. Because this is where we need to understand that sometimes it's a boring or mundane task to actually do, but it is very important for us if we want to do business. That's why all this time, in the beginning I've said, by doing a business, you need to know that there are other things that you need to do, or you need to be able to actually know or delegate to other people if you don't like it. But originally, from my point of view, you need to understand the basics. You cannot just give it to other people if you don't understand it. Find someone to to help you understand where you are. Without knowing where you are, how can you go to where you want to be? So, yeah. And another part, maybe, in this key performance indicator, is what is your average transaction dollars, per customer? What is your net profit margin before tax? And what is your cash conversion cycle? Now, all I'm talking about, this is a very technical term. I'm not saying that you have to understand all this. No, I don't. You don't really need to understand the whole things. You need to understand the basics of cash flow, in and out. Where is your money going, for example? Do the necessary for you. In the beginning, cash flow is king. So you need to understand the flow of your cash, whether it's inflow or outflow, because only by then you can understand whether your business is really making money in the terms of cash. Because if not, it doesn't matter whether you have a high, very high turnover, very good sales, but if you cannot convert those sales into cash, you will still be dying. The business will die no matter what. So that's part of the business measurement and monitoring. So, what have you done so far? What I've done so far in my business right now, in my network marketing business, is to start creating content. For example, putting in place contents like this, it may not be um, a task that you know, I thought that I can do, but I put it to myself that I need to be consistent in doing this. And the way that I do it, I created a schedule. I created a spreadsheet of which I put all the lists of things that I've done. And then I put the dates, and I put the time, and I put all the recordings also. And not only that, I try to actually figure out, okay, how do then I try to actually make it better, for to improve the engagement. But in this in the first year that I'm trying to do this, I'm just going to try putting out the contents out there, just be vulnerable in that sense, and just be uh, adding value all the time. I know it may not be the best, but I really believe in giving and giving and giving, because I really believe when you give, you will take. When you give, someone else will give it to you also. So it's a reciprocal benefits from my point of view. Also, the motivation for me, I really understand and I really believe in that. I want to serve in humility. And in serving in humility, meaning I give an added value with no expectation of someone else giving it back to me. And I know if I can change, or I can align with one or two entrepreneurs out there, if you're doing network marketing also and you are at the same boat with me, that you're just starting few years, nothing happens, and if you really want to actually start doing well, and hopefully I really hope that this program, what I've shared so far, can help you guys, can really help you get a clear picture. And hopefully, if you guys can follow it, creating your business plan and then putting it in place as an action. That's my thoughts and prayers by doing this content. It may not be a 30 minutes video, it may not be a 1 hour video. I'm That's the content that I have. That's the content that I'm willing to actually try in, with this, because for me, I really believe that my content is out there for you to actually learn. It's not a secret. It's not it's not something that I created because it's no nothing is like this out there. It's all common sense, to be honest. It's all common sense that when I look at, when I look at the program again, look back to the program, what I've created, what I've put down. I'm To be honest, I'm amazed with all this, in the sense of, yes, this is actually the things that I love. And I know that this is actually the basis with a lot of different businesses out there. Whether we like it or not, there are these milestones are are included in every business. So I guess there are other things that you can measure and monitor, but all I'm saying here is for you to actually find your niche, your KPI, your specific information that you need. But at least the first three things, right? The first three things: profit and loss, balance sheet, and cash flow. You will need to understand those in a more regular way. You will need to actually measure it in a more regular and consistent, because that's what I really found. People don't do it. People just ignore it. People know they make money, but they don't really know where their money is actually going. They don't really understand how it's how cash flow impacts your life. So if I can say, out of the profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow, and key performance indicator, put cash flow number one first. Cash flow first. In the beginning, your cash flow is king. So understand the cash flow, because this is the most important report you need to read and monitor every day. Why? It is because it represents the true position of where you are. It is the representation of cash coming in and cash going out. So it's it's the cash inflow and cash outflow. A lot of accountants focus on profit and loss and balance sheet, but sometimes profit and loss and balance sheet can actually be deceiving, because in profit and loss there are sales, but in sales it's not necessarily cash. It can be people owing you money because of the service you have rendered, but they haven't paid. But if you cannot convert those services rendered to become cash in your bank account, if there is a delay for you to actually convert those, imagine that. So I'm really encourage everyone in our business, whether it's actually network marketing business or any other business, focus on your cash flow. Fix your basic need first. Cash flow is one of your basic things in business and in life, and in network marketing is also, because a lot of the times, what I really found with a lot of network marketing professionals, they don't really care. They ignore these kind of things. They just flow, you know and they bought a lot of products, and suddenly all the commission coming in is basically just a fake, because of all the commission coming in is just basically a reduction of the cost that they are buying. And for some things, sometimes, most of the time, those stuff that we buy from the network marketing company, we don't use it. and we can't sell it because we are not a salesman, but we have been bought by the idea of having, joining a business, low capital, and then we will make good money. But unfortunately, reality doesn't show it that way. And this is true also in my business, in the company that I'm in right now. Is it simple in the business that I'm doing it right now? Yes, it's very simple. There is no fee to join. There is no forces by the company that you need to actually buy something every month. And if you trigger the commission or the cashback, should I say, the company will always pay you if you're eligible for it. And the eligibility is just based on your personal PV, and your personal PV never expires. You will get it unless your membership expired or you didn't continue. So they only require you to actually extend your membership by making a purchase once a year. Any purchase with low PV is okay. So it's simple in that sense, and the product quality is good, the price is actually fair. But at the end of the day, still, when we talk about products, price, and not marketing, we think about selling. And at the end of the day, we're most of us are not a salesman. We don't like to sell, and we don't like to be sold. So this is where measurement and monitoring is really important. How you measure, how you measure your outflow money when you started your network marketing business. How do you know that you make money in the beginning? How do you know that at least you're planning, you're having a capital outlay in the beginning? It's fine to have a capital outlay. I'm not saying you can't have a capital outlay. I'm not saying that in network marketing you need to find a company that you can start without money, although it is right. In the business that I'm in, Atomy, you can start your business without money. If you can sell, you can ask people to actually try product with you. Why not? And even if you go to Atomy seminar, they always give you a sample to try, for you to try for your own, so then you can at least talk to people about it, about the product that you've tried. And also they give away prizes, at the seminars. So there are many ways for you to make money in Atomy. There are many ways for you to actually get products to actually sell or give it as a sample to people. Yes, you may not need capital, but I'm not saying that capital is not needed, because your time is also capital. When you go and meet someone, you will need transport, and transport, you will need capital for it. You need money to pay for petrol, or for example, in Indo, Grab or Uber in other countries, right? So this is something that you need to understand, that that takes money out of your pockets. So if you're not focusing on that, you're just ignoring all those. When you receive a commission, the commission might not be enough to cover all those. Right now, the way I see it, when I measure it and monitoring it, I know that my Atomy business right now is not yet more than the expenses that I use, that I spend. But the idea is, I felt something. But anyway, coming back. But the idea is that you need to understand where you are and how you spend your money and how you get your money. And this is where it is important for us to understand finances. to understand on how we manage our finances. Because whether we like it or not, we may have a good dream, we may have a good vision, but every vision will require capital. Whether you like it or not, every one of us, our dream usually can be valued with money. So if we don't take management of money or management of your finances seriously, making all those business plan, implementation of that, the measurement and monitoring can be the hurdles or the challenges that might actually slow you down or kill you. So this is something that I really want to actually express why milestones number 6 is very important. So hopefully you guys learn so much from what I've learned, because this is basically learning that I've learned from myself also. How sometimes I wish I had these lessons a long time ago, and how I wish my vision right now that I can have these lessons when I was very young. And thus this actually push me and motivates me to have a vision of 100,000 entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs that I will help. Because from my point of view, the message or the education of finance education should not be hold to a certain people only. It is for everyone, and everyone needs to understand the importance of it. It is up to you though to actually implement and to action on it, to make sure, excuse me, to make sure that everything that you've learned here can have a beneficial value to you. So hopefully you like it and can take one or two things as an action, and hopefully you can learn from here, from tonight, today's, and I learn now. Yeah, hopefully you can take two actions, yeah, 2 points: cash flow, in inflow and outflow. Cash flow reports, measurement of your cash flow is very important, and then the key performance indicator, because these two can really make you go forward. My name is Chris E. I'm from Sydney, Australia, right now in Jakarta, Indonesia, and see you again next time. If you like it, please like, subscribe, and comment below. Ask any question, I will respond to you. If you want to know more about the network marketing company that I'm in, let me know also. I'll be glad to actually share it with you. Thank you so much, everyone, and that's it. Bye bye.